All right, guys, welcome to what is going to be my Week 16 predictions and a Week 15 recap now that we're back into the swing of things. Um, this was a bad week for me. I hope that I am just shaking off. I'm just shaking off the rust in looking at these teams because I went 5-11 this week in predictions. It was bad. It was real bad. So let's walk through it. I had the Chargers winning. I did not expect the team that just dropped a big old donut to drop 63. But thank God because Brandon Staley's been fired. So I guess all things considered, that's a good game. um, and we ended up picking the Bengals to win this one. I didn't expect it to be as close as it was though. Nice game to watch, overtime. Yeah, pretty cool. We also picked the Colts to beat the Steelers, so it started off real well. We were 2-1 in the midway point through Saturday, and then I did expect the Lions to continue their skid, but they actually showed up and played extremely well, including Jared Goff. Just what I think 5 passing touchdowns. Yeah, beautiful. Then I was worried about this one. This one I did say was my upset game that the Panthers might beat the Falcons, and I was right. The Panthers beat the Falcons. However, I still picked the Falcons to win this game. So, I also picked the Bears to win against the Browns, and thanks to Darnell Mooney and the grace of God, I got to celebrate this week instead of being sad. So, woo, go Cleveland. um, then we had the Bucks and the Packers with Baker Mayfield throwing a perfect passer rating. Very impressive to be the only quarterback to do that at Lambeau. That's actually pretty cool. Good for him. Go Bucks. They looked good in that game. Uh, let's see. Jets, Dolphins. Yep, I had the Jets not having a repeat performance of the week before where they looked really good, but putting up points and being competitive, and that didn't happen. They went back to the same old Jets. So, should have seen that one coming. Two good things can't happen in a row. I don't know why I said that the Giants would win this. I think I assumed that they were a bit better than they were rolling behind, Tommy DeVito, but that one's on me, I guess. I haven't paid much attention to that team, and I guess I should. That's my caveat right there. Is like, I took a swing and I missed the ball, batting 0 for 0 right there. Texans Titans. Surprisingly, the Texans get it done. I didn't think they would without C.J. Stroud, but they proved to be a formidable team even without their starting quarterback and some of their best skill position players. So that's a team to watch out for. I did get the Chiefs right. I did expect them to win against the Patriots, although it was much closer in the first half than you would have given this game. I got the 49ers prediction correct. I also did expect the Cardinals to put up a decent game, and they did. Their utilization of Trey McBride has been great. He seems to be Kyler's basically his favorite target coming back. So it's really nice to see that there's some kind of building blocks there for that offense. Then you get the Commanders and the Rams. I believe I picked the Commanders here. Sam Howell gets benched, I think, in the third or fourth, and Jacoby Brissett comes in and gives the Commanders a chance towards the end. So we'll probably end up seeing him again next week, and that might mean more implications for Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. We'll see how these guys get utilized, because while Sam Howell had the most passing yards, it seemed like they weren't going to his receivers. I don't know who they were going to, but but it didn't seem like they were the ones getting it for the course of the season. Let's see. Cowboys, Bills. Yep, I had the boys winning this one, and I should have realized that it was about time for the Cowboys to do some cowboy-like things and forget how to play. So, but the Bills also, they just showed up, They didn't even need Josh Allen. The whole team wanted that win, and they were like, Allen, you can just sit on the bench. Just hand the ball off to Cook, and we'll win. And he's like, sure thing. So, yeah, I didn't get that game right. I did get this Ravens-Jaguars game. I said that the Ravens' defense was more formidable than what was being credited for, and they held the Jaguars to 7. So, and then the Eagles-Seahawks game, I did get that wrong too. The Eagles continue their skid. That last-minute interception really bugs me from Hurts. He has a check down to Gainwell, literally right there on the left, and he only needs about 10 yards for the field goal to send it to overtime. Takes the shot downfield, throws the interception, which miraculous interception. Holy crap, that was crazy. Watching that, I didn't even come close to believing that is in bounds, and then the replays were like, yeah, I think his foot's down. It's like, oh man. But still, you have the check down there for the 10 yards you need, and you have timeouts. Why don't you take it? I don't know. That's poor decision making on my part. But like I said, they're on a 3-game skid now. Yeah, they gotta get together, and they gotta have some kind of discussion. Like, hey, we gotta figure this thing out. Um, all right, let's move on to the predictions for Week 17 here. So we got the Saints and the Rams. I undervalued the Saints last week, and I'm not sure if I want to do that again. But the Rams have been looking good. They have been looking decent consistently. Um, so I think I'm going to give it to the Rams. I think that you're going to see a good performance out of Stafford and Kupp and Puka, but I wouldn't actually expect them to be the reason that they win. I'm expecting Kyron Williams to be the reason that they win. I'm expecting a very big run game from the Rams here. Next up, we have the Bengals and the Steelers, and I'm going to give this one to the Bengals. The Steelers just still have issues that they cannot solve, even when it comes to putting in different quarterbacks or firing their offensive coordinator. They are scoring less points and have won one game out of the 4, I believe, since they fired Matt Canada. They've scored less points since firing him. Like, there is serious issues with this Steelers offense, and they really thought that just firing their offensive coordinator was going to fix it. But then you see plays where George Pickens just doesn't even block, or where you're just throwing the ball basically to the other team. You guys are playing a game of catch, except they're not going to throw it back on defense. Then you got the Bills and the Chargers. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills here. Chargers are on a skid, just fired their coach, which means they might get a boost, because that's usually how teams do. Teams that just fired their coach usually get a little bit of a boost. In performance. So I think it should be a good game, but I still expect the Bills to win this because they have so much on the line. They are playing for a lot right now. Colts-Falcons. This feels like a game where the Falcons are going to put up a good performance because of how badly they lost last week. So this is kind of a scary one, but I'm going to take the Colts. I think Shane Steichen is going to be able to handle the Falcons here. The Falcons are still very much in the playoff race because their division is truly tragically awful. But so there's fight there, but I just don't trust their coach. Arthur Smith needs to be fired like 6 weeks ago at the minimum. So yeah, I'm gonna give that one to the Colts. The Packers and the Panthers. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna take the Packers here, and it's not because the Panthers can only score 9 points. It's just kind of an outclass of an opponent. And unfortunately, the Packers coach isn't Arthur Smith, so they're probably not going to win this one. Browns-Texans. Now, I brought up that without C.J. Stroud, the Texans were still formidable. However, it was against a little bit of a lower quality offense and defense. I mean, maybe same quality offense, but much lower caliber defense. So you're going to see Joe Flacco versus Case Keenum here in this game. And I do believe that the Texans' defense is decent, but the Browns have gone up against some pretty good defenses in the last few weeks. And they've been able to put up some numbers. So you're hoping to see a lot more consistency out of the Browns offense this week. I'm hoping for a 35-point game from the Browns. That's really what I want to see. I want to see that they have the ability to take a shootout and win it with this offense, because it's really pass heavy. And this game is being played in Texas. So it's a nice opportunity for them to get some warm weather, throwing the ball and whatnot. They've had a lot of shitty weather games up here in the last couple weeks, and they've still managed to, Flacco still managed to hit over 300 yards twice because he's played up here. He understands. So it'll be nice to see what we can do through the air down in the warm weather, and I'm hoping that's how we win this game. And with a lot of defensive stops and a lot of turnovers is kind of how I want to see it. I want to see the Browns be dominant against another playoff caliber team. Does that make sense? But I understand that playoff caliber team doesn't have its starting, quarterback, and it's one of its best wide receivers, and there's a lot of injuries there. Well, guess what? The Browns got a lot of injuries too. Okay, they don't have their starting quarterback, running back, half their line. So, but I just want them to show up and win, and I am going to pick the Browns for this one. Sorry, I spent a little bit more time on that. Clearly, I'm a homer. And we got the Lions. Oh wow, got the Lions and the Vikings. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions here. They looked really good off that last game. Tells me that they're kind of firing right now, and I'm hoping that they keep it rolling. Vikings are, they're on that edge. They're on that precipice where they're just like teeter tottering off the edge, and you don't know which way they're gonna go. Commanders Jets. I'm actually going to give this to the Commanders. I think they looked a lot better with Jacoby Brissett, and I assume that he starts again. The Jets defense is going to be decent, but their offense is literally ranked 32nd in the league. And the Commanders defense is literally ranked 32nd in the league. So what you're going to see here is a stoppable force versus a very movable object. And I don't know which is worse. So yeah, I'll take the Commanders in that one. Seahawks Titans. I'm gonna actually take the Titans here. I liked what I saw out of them against the Dolphins last week. A lot of grit, a lot of necessary push for the win, and I think that you're just gonna see that again. I think that's kind of how this team wants to play. Is very intense, and you're gonna see that kind of play style out of them for the rest of the year. So I'm gonna give them the sneaky win here as well. Jaguars Bucks. I think you're going to see the Jags take the Bucks. They're just not close enough to the same level. Like, it looks good, right? But you have to remember that the Buccaneers are in the worst division in football. They're playing the worst teams for six of their games, and they're only 7-7. Like, that's not good. They're not beating anybody over 500. So, Jaguars are healthy. I think you'll see a good good performance out of them. They are definitely missing Christian Kirk, though. That is hurting them. We'll see if Trevor Lawrence has had enough time for his ankle to heal, and hopefully they'll look better. But I'll take the Jags on that one. Cardinals Bears. I do believe. Listen, the Bears had a good run, but I think when you saw their offense completely stutter to score any points in that game, the Browns turned it over twice within on their side of the field, and that is where the Bears' 2 touchdowns came from. The touchdown to Cole Kmet, and there was another one, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's where those 2 touchdowns came from. The Bears did not have the ability to drive the ball between the 20s. They were struggling significantly, and I think that's going to continue to be an issue for them. Their defense is pretty decent and pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. That might win them this game, but I don't think it will, because the Cardinals, I think, have a little bit of a better, not a better defense than the Bears, but they have a little bit of, like, comparatively to the offense. I think that the Cardinals defense is going to be able to stop the Bears offense, whereas the Cardinals offense, I think, is going to make its way down the field even against the Bears defense. So I'm going to give this one to the Cardinals. Cowboys and Dolphins. The battle of the 2 teams that can't win a game against someone who's over 500. Clearly, one of them has to win this. So I think you see a bounce back game for the Cowboys here. So I think that you see the Dolphins go 10-5 here, and you see the Cowboys move to 11-4. It's just that with the injury to Tyreek and him being very limited and whatnot, not sure if you'll see him in this game. And he is a lot of that offense, and he takes so much pressure off of everyone else, just merely existing. So I'll give it to the boys. Broncos, Patriots. It would be really funny to me to see the Broncos lose to this team. And I would think that is just comedy. I would laugh all the way to the bank. Do I think it's going to happen? No, Broncos defense is a little bit better than the Patriots offense, and the Patriots defense, while good, I think it's just not going to be able to compensate enough for their offense. So I think that the Broncos will win this one. Probably a low-scoring affair would be my guess. We'll see, though. But yeah, I'm going to give that one to the Broncos. All right, we got the Monday night games. There's 3 of them. All right, but it's 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. At least they're not playing all at the same time like 2 weeks ago. Monday games. Oh, my goodness. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. That reminds me. Yeah, forgot. I forgot about Christmas. Raiders and Chiefs. I'm going to give this one to the Chiefs. I think it'll be a closer game than previously anticipated, but I think that they get a little bit of help from Rashee Rice. He's doing having a really good rookie season, and Pat Mahomes is really starting to find his way to to get him the ball. And you see a lot of effort out of Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jerick McKinnon, and these guys really stepped up for Isaiah Pacheco in terms of just helping Pat out in the pass game. Not a lot going on the ground for the Chiefs, and because there's not a lot going on in the ground, it's hard for them to move the ball because there's nobody catching the ball and there's nobody running the ball for them right now. Real hard, but I do think that they're still going to win against this Raiders team. All right, Giants Eagles. Yeah, I have to believe that the Eagles stop the skid here, right? Are they going to lose to Tommy Cutlets, man? They're going to lose to the Italian Stallion? No, I don't think so. I think that they'll fix their skid, and you'll see it here. This will be, I wouldn't say a dominant win, but you're going to see them perform a lot better. So that's my guess, at least. Ravens 49ers. Now this is going to be the match right here. This is like what you would expect a Super Bowl preview, right? This is what everybody's really expecting in terms of the what do you want to call it? In terms of the Super Bowl, I believe, is these two teams. Now, I do believe that the Niners are going to win this. And it's not necessarily because of anything specifically. I think that it's just that the Niners are really good. And even though the Browns beat them, it was a lot of things falling into place for us and working out in our favor. And I just don't know if you'll see that again here. I like what the Ravens do. It's just I don't think they are good enough at what they do to the 49ers. Does that make sense? It's not going to work, I don't think, on against them. So we'll see, though. But I do have the 49ers winning this game, and I actually have them winning it by 7 points. That's my guess here, is that you're going to see a game that's going to be 28 to 21 kind of thing. That would be my guess. But we'll see. All right, those are my predictions for Week 16. Remember, if you guys agree, disagree, you can comment, subscribe. You can do anything that you would like. You can like the video. You can dislike the video. I don't care. Literally anything. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me how I failed you. Tell me about your missing wife and kid in the comment. I don't care. I'll see you guys in the next one. And God, I hope I have a good week. Peace.